Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Donald Trump says he plans on skipping all the Republican debates. A majority of GOP voters want the former president to appear. Tropical Storm Hillary smashes records, and rock group Queen caves to cancel culture. That's all coming up. And then I will be here with the message of the day, talking about the first debate coming up tomorrow. But first, Donald Trump announcing on Truth Social that he will not only skip this week's first presidential primary, but all future debates as well. The former president said, quote, "The public knows who I am and what a successful presidency I had with energy independence, strong borders, no inflation, and much more. I will therefore not be doing the debates." A majority of Republican voters disagree with Trump. A survey from CBS News finds that 73% of Republicans want the former president to appear at the debate. What do you think? Just 27% think he should skip the event. The public is evenly split on whether they plan on watching it. 31% say they will watch it. 34% say probably. 31% say they will not watch the first Republican debate. Tropical Storm Hillary dropped a record amount of rain on Southern California. Some towns saw 6 inches of water in 24 hours. Widespread flooding caused power outages and damage from San Diego to Los Angeles. The tropical cyclone will move up the West Coast and further inland throughout the week. It's the biggest storm to hit Southern California in nearly 90 years. And I think I mentioned this yesterday, but it's worth another mention. Most insurance policies do not cover flood, external flood. If your dishwasher breaks, yes, that's internal flooding, but water coming in from the outside, your insurance policy probably doesn't cover that unless you have separate insurance, and that could be a major disaster for your family if something like that were to happen. So, worth thinking about if that's something you would like to invest in. Rock group Queen, the latest victim of cancel culture, the band dropping a song from their greatest hits collection because of so-called body shaming. The song Fat Bottomed Girls was released in 1978. The chorus says, quote, "Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round." The single has already been banned on some streaming services and audio platforms throughout the United Kingdom. And finally, the United States has unveiled the world's largest destroyer. The USS Zumwalt departed San Diego and is making its way to its home port in Mississippi to get hypersonic weapons. It will be deployed by 2025. It is awesome looking. USS Zumwalt, Zumwalt. Coming up, we'll talk about the debates. And also, in 2024, do you think the Democrats will accept the election results? That's next.
Hey, if you watch my program or have been paying attention at all since COVID, you are aware of the risks we all face to our supply chain, critical infrastructure, and the power grid. Cyber attacks, gunfire, pandemics, all on the table. What would your family do facing a months-long blackout? No electricity, no fridge, no phone, no respirator, and an empty grocery store. Well, 4 Patriots has a new solar-powered portable generator. It harnesses the power of the sun, can be moved around the house, and is used to power essentials in a time of crisis. So don't procrastinate on ensuring your family's well-being at a time they need it most. Please go to 4patriots.com today. Use my code NOSPIN for 10% off. That's the number 4patriots.com. Again, use code NOSPIN for 10% off.
Mike Slater filling in for Bill O'Reilly. Now it's time for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Do you think that if Trump wins in 2024, the Democrats will accept the election results? I look forward to the debate tomorrow and to Trump's conversation with Tucker. Some CNN anchors were shocked that even after 4 groups of indictments, that Trump is still 40, 50, 60 points ahead in the Republican polls and within the margin of error with Biden in the national polls. The left can't understand how this could be so. So do you think if Trump wins in 2024, the Democrats are going to say, oh, man, you know what? I thought we had him that time. Oh, well. Fair play. All right, Democrats, gather around. No, it was a big loss there, but you know what? Let's just make the best of it for the next 4 years. We'll get him next time. There is not a chance on God's green earth that the Democrats will accept the election results if Trump wins. And the summer of rage of 2016 will look like a picnic compared to it. This survey, well, half of this survey got a lot of attention. University of Chicago did this. They found that 18 million people feel that violence is justified to ensure that Trump becomes president again. Wow, 18 million people, those violent MAGA. But that same survey also found that 30 million people think violence would be justified to prevent Trump from becoming president. So it's just like when your kids fight, one justifies their bad behavior because of their brother or sister's bad behavior, which he hit me first. He looked at me first. He sat next to me first. He made a face at me first. It's just, right? Same thing. January 6th, some of those people felt emboldened because of what the left did with Black Lives Matter riots and all the rest. And now in 2024, when Trump wins, the left is going to feel justified doing whatever they want, whatever destruction and violence they feel like, including storming the Capitol. And they'll say, well, Trump supporters did it first. The only difference will be they'll actually burn it to the ground. And the media is going to say, well, their anger is justified because never before has a convicted felon won the presidency. We can't allow this. I see it as clear as day. I know you do too. My second question for you is, do you believe that if Trump drops out of this race, that the Democrats won't do the exact same thing to every Republican who gets a little too close for comfort to winning? I'm telling you, the Democrats will never make the same mistake they did in 2016. They will never let that happen again. Look how they treated John McCain. Look how they treated Mitt Romney. Two, and you can disagree with them politically, of course, but two decent men. And the left made them out to be horrible people. But they never made them out to be criminals. But that's now the play. Make any Republican who gets too close to winning, make him a criminal. Indict him. Drag him in front of court until their money runs dry. You've heard the line before. You've heard it your whole life. Every 4 years you've heard it. That this is the most important election in your lifetime. This 2024, it's not the most important election. This is every election. This is every election in the future in one. Because if the Democrats can politicize the Justice Department and keep Trump from winning, they will keep every Republican from winning in the exact same way forevermore. Every Republican will be swept up in some RICO racketeering charge like everyone's a henchman for the Gambino family. Trump's facing 717 years in prison. Power corrupts, absolutely, with these people. And if they win against Trump, they'll never give that power up. Mike Slater, filling in for Bill O'Reilly. Something you might not know. Coming up next.
The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped 20%, and this year could be worse. You are right to be worried. So please call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I have been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532.
Mike Slater filling in for Bill O'Reilly. Now it's time for something you might not know. The Lincoln-Douglas debates were anywhere between 3 to 4 hours long. The opening monologue was 90 minutes long. And the debate that we're going to be subjected to tomorrow, every candidate gets a 60-second response with a 30-second rebuttal. And if your name is mentioned, you have 15 seconds. And we just accept this as a worthy exercise to figure out who the commander-in-chief should be. I have a pretty negative view of the debate format, if you can't tell. If there are 100 skills that you need to be a good president and commander-in-chief, none of them are displayed up on stage during a 2-hour debate. Not one. What skill set do you need to have to stand out in this debate format? You got to have a well-prepared zinger or two. You need to remember a couple facts and spew them out in 30 seconds or less, and then memorize your 60-second open and close. And this is how we decide who should be the commander-in-chief. You see how silly it is? We're making people go through an exercise to see if they're the best person for the job, but the exercise has nothing to do with the job. It'd be like if we had a contest to figure out who the best baker was. Well, what would you do? What would the contest be? Well, you'd have them bake a cake and see who the best cake baker is. But instead, we decide to have all the bakers run an obstacle course and then have an archery contest and then see who can hold their breath the longest underwater. And we crown the winner the best baker. Like, makes no sense. It has nothing to do with being a baker. And this debate nonsense has nothing to do with being president. It makes way more sense to have long form conversations so we can truly understand the depth of knowledge people have, but also what type of person and what type of leader someone would be. Not let's hear Doug Burgum try to fit in a zinger in the 90 seconds he has in the 2-hour debate. This just isn't real life and it's irrelevant. If I may steal a line from the great Neil Postman, if the moderator asks a candidate what he would do about the Middle East peace crisis, you have 60 seconds to answer. A serious candidate would say, what kind of men do you think we are? We're running for the highest office in the land. We can't answer that in 60 seconds. And what kind of people do you think the American public is that they would put up with this format? But no one says that. So we continue with the charade. I think we should demand better. I'm Mike Slater, filling in for Bill O'Reilly. More coming up.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584.
I'm Mike Slater from the podcast Politics by Faith. MikeSlater.locals.com is the website. Filter for Bill O'Reilly. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.